Hello. Yesterday we got a new world record. Today we're watching the new world record. Can you believe it? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. All right. I'm really bad at this, like,
Thank you, Eccentric Meal, for the tier 1, 21 months.
on the fly commentary stuff. I haven't watched this yet, so I haven't rehearsed any of this. So, yeah.
If I don't have another run going by the time it's time to run ads again, I'm just going to stop.
It's funny how many times I've PB'd.
About 10 minutes from now.
It's funny how many times I've PB'd with some comment that's like, this is the last run. I'm not gonna go for very much longer. I'm too tired. It happens way too often.
5805. Bonk the door. Heckin' steam. 5258 with the steam on the stairs. Alright.
Thank you, Bugman. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so even if I have chat closed, if I'm on my Twitch page, I can see that come up, so.
The record does include singing and stupid Zenny noises.
Have to not be on my Twitch page, I guess. That's fine.
Record confirmed valid.
I don't mind it. It's, you know, it's honestly it would be a good thing for the channel, so. No, it's totally fine. Totally fine. I encourage you to do it, genuinely. I won't be doing it, obviously.
Okay. I don't know. What do I have to say about this? This run, it's interesting. It was really clean in the spots that it was clean, but it had a few really bad mistakes too.
My splits window is also outside of my view. It's not hard for me to glance over and see it. But when I'm looking at my, basically when I'm looking at my CRT, I don't want anything else on my screens to be moving, if that makes sense. Because my brain's like, ooh, it's moving. Sounds dumb.
Yes, twin. Metatron, honestly, it's not a question of when I realize that a record is in reach. It's a question of when I realize or decide that a record is no longer in reach.
That's actually pretty useful for that, honestly. Because my splits are up here. They're behind my hat, basically. So I don't have to move very much to see them.
Yeah, I can turn it up. I just don't want to be like
Samus.
fighting myself, my voice, if that makes sense. Okay, I turned it up a little bit. I think I end up pretty quiet for most of this anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, there's definitely a few outbursts. But I mean, for the majority of the run, I think I'm pretty quiet. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, QZ.
Thank you for the follow.
So yeah, pretty clean early game. There was, I think Construction Zone was bad. I wasn't paying very close attention.
Imagine how good that would have been if I hadn't screwed up Construction Zone.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh well. It's okay. Alright guys, this is probably it. Unless BT screws us here and I reset right now.
We had a lot of good paces yesterday, though. I think at one point last night, I was like, I'm playing well enough that I feel obligated to keep going. Like, I feel like I shouldn't stop. Sorry for the yawns. I mean, mentally, I was kind of struggling yesterday, to be honest. Is it harder or easier watching a PB world record of your own, knowing things could have done better versus you setting a world record? I mean, it always kind of sucks watching mistakes happen, knowing how bad they were. But that's just part of speedrunning. If there were no mistakes, then we wouldn't continue, you know?
Stupid.
That's a different concept to me, personally. Hey, thank you. Yeah, this was last night. Alright, so we messed up the mock ball there. We messed up the weave. Alright, this run sucks. Garbage run, dude.
It's a bad segment so far. That's good at least. Really?
Forgot about that mistake. It's a small thing, but still annoying. Thank you for the follow. Man, and we missed the scree boost into the door? This run sucks, man. Garbage, dude. Garbage. I wasn't singing, that's true. Worst run ever. Did I mess up Party Girl too? Probably did, because I'm bad. No, multi. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'd say 95% of my recent improvement has come from optimizing my movement. That's a good one.
Goodness. Stupid. Stupid, dude. Stupid.
All right, so Multi asked if these are my first back-to-back 112s. No. Right after the 47, I got a 49 and then a 53 or something back-to-back as well. I don't remember if it was 3 back-to-back or just the latter 2 back-to-back, but... Wow, Twin, you missed Supercut number 3? Do you even watch my YouTube?
Okay.
I'm surprised that worked.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So... Norfair went really well until Ice Beam, if I remember correctly.
Thank you for the big energy nova.
Let's see. Oh, well, there's a mistake.
Suck at this game.
Can't have a Zeni record without me saying how much I suck, right? Positive self-talk really does make a difference. I was talking with my psychiatrist about that. I've been saying Dubam Bro less in general. I'm not sure why.
Won't give me any.
Hey, Ironic, how's it going?
Frickin' heckin' game. Frickin' heckin' squeaked. Frickin' heckin' game.
Well,
Oh.
so the thing about that, Mash,
Alright.
if we weren't hard on ourselves, we wouldn't push it so hard either. Right? It's an understanding of what we're capable of that drives us to want to reach what we're capable of. And so when we're short of that, it's difficult, and yeah, we're harder on ourselves about it. But if we weren't, then we wouldn't be pushing ourselves to try and reach what we think we're capable of, or what we know we're capable of.
Frickin' super missiles game.
So I think it's less that we need people to be less hard on themselves, and more that we need people to be more forgiving of themselves.
Alright, 2's pretty good. Would have preferred 3, but not gonna complain.
Did I missile this door? I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Last night, Boosty. Thank you.
Okay. No.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Whoa. Alright. Well, that was bad, but at least we got supers.
So yeah, a bunch of mistakes in this segment.
You frickin'... Oh, don't do that! Deja vu, dude.
So I said that because pretty much that exact same thing happened in the run previous to this one, and we had pretty much exactly the same pace too.
Yay.
So it's funny because in this run, and I want to say the previous world record, I pretty much resigned myself to not really having a chance unless I got like a 1 round fast. At this point in the run, I was like, okay, if we don't get like a 1 round fast, this run is dead to me. Thank you, Night Curse. That's a new strat. $111 is not currently within reach. Never say never. It'll probably happen someday. But nobody is good enough at this game right now to get a 111. That's bad.
Alright, well, that wasn't good. But it wasn't a disaster either, at least.
There's a new strat here too. I don't remember if I got it in this round or not. Yep. So we kill that key hunter to reduce lag. That saved like 5 to 10 frames.
It was kind of late. Okay. Oop.
Do 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 do. I have Tex. It's not worth. There's a drastic drop in consistency. And it saves like 20 frames or something. It's just not worth it.
Got that.
Previous PB was a 47. Oh yeah, it looks super cool. I agree.
Bam, 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 bam. Da 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 da.
So, notice you guys didn't hear the terminal montage clip there. That's because you guys in chat were being freaking memers later in the run. So I had to cut all of the desktop audio out. No, I didn't hear them. But there was a point. I think it was in Retro Bryn.
Okay.
Where I glanced at my activity feed. And I saw that you guys had been doing redemptions nonstop. And I was like, oh geez. And it actually kind of messed with me mentally a little bit. But that's okay.
What are you
doing? Yeah, dude, no! Oh, man. Okay. So that mistake, I just zoned. I literally just zoned out in that room. That's why that happened. I was so frustrated right here.
An awful ship so far.
I was so frustrated. It fixes the door mesh. We hit the spark on the way into the energy tank room because it fixes the door transition. Hey Chavo, thank you. No, just a brief explanation. Every time you enter a door, it has to scroll to the center of the screen before it moves across. So when we refer to fixing a door, that's what we mean. It's moving the door closer to the center of the screen so it takes less time to move. It was a good attic. Because it's slower, Dota. I tested it again today just to be sure, because I saw your question. It's like a second slower. Good super shot. Hey, Clockwork. I'm doing all right. How are you? I was pretty nervous for this. We messed that up in the previous world record, so I was really hoping that I would get it, and we did, which is good. I saw your question because I had glanced over. So I did happen to just see it, luckily. Shooting below the floor moves the robots into the holes, so we don't have to do it after we get down here. So we're gonna go over to the right and then up through these blocks, and then we're gonna run across these robots. If I hadn't shot the floor, they would be up on the higher level, and we'd have to knock them down into the holes. And yeah, normally there's a statue holding a missile pack, and the power bomb breaks that statue.
All right.
So this is pretty good pace. It's not best pace ever, but I think it was the best pace I'd ever had aside from the run that was best pace ever. So I was pretty nervous here. Not like insanely nervous. You can tell because my heart rate, 120 isn't actually that high for me in this kind of a situation. But I was a little nervous. I'm always worried about bonking that door.
Good. Good.
It's a Garmin chest strap, so I'd assume it's pretty accurate.
Good. Good. Good.
So yeah, you can see my heart rate elevates here.
Good.
That's a result of knowing that this run just got pretty dang real. And then mentally right here, I was like, okay, I gotta calm myself down before I throw myself off.
Wow. Okay. I thought for sure I screwed that up.
Yes, Matthew. I mean, the thing is, Metatron, there's like, it's like there's checkpoints in the
We're a
run,
little low here,
right?
So we're gonna grab these just to be extra safe.
Like, so again, it's more like I reach a checkpoint and I decide whether a record is still possible. Yes, MASH I have. So this is a pretty dang good segment.
Okay. Pretty good segment.
Thank you, Ballsy.
Pretty good lag.
No, we didn't gold anything.
Best, but
All right, so we used to do a ball here. I've dropped the ball straight off the ledge
freaking hopper, dude.
because
okay.
messing it up is way worse than just taking a 10 frame loss from the way that I just did that. The hopper screwed us up a little bit, but also in this room, previous record missed Mission Impossible, so I knew I had a lot of time to save here. I had been playing around with a different strat for the hoppers, but ultimately I dropped it. And then I totally screwed that up.
Really
So that was
exit,
bad.
But
There's also a new strat here. We missile all of these hoppers now instead of using a super. And it's actually faster than what I had been doing previously.
okay.
Missing Mission Impossible is like
Not
5
the
to 7
greatest room
seconds.
there either, but we saved the super and still did it a little faster than the old strat usually did, so. Nice D-boost.
It was kind of slow there. It was already a lucky shirt, actually. I didn't have any full run PBs with it, but the times that I had worn it, I got really good paces. And I think it was being worn for some of my really good Zebus Escape runs. Thanks. Screwed that up. That's a little time loss.
There. Little time loss. Really wanted a super there. Oh well. That is a bad door. Alright, that's good. One, two, three, four. Splash, shoot. I'll jump.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm going to be running Hundo for at least another 3 to 5 months. Even if I get an unbeatable for me run, there's a tournament, so. All right, guys. Are you ready?
Two.
I sparked too early there.
Ooh.
So we're -7.
Oh no.
And now we are minus...
That's really bad.
like 2. And now we're like -1. And now we're like minus
We just lost our lead.
30 frames.
Wow, dude.
So yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
All over a spark that was 1 frame too early.
Thank you, Space Time Jump, for the Prime sub. All right, for the rest of the segment, we actually make up some time, so that's good. But those first few rooms of this segment were really bad.
Feels real bad.
I wish this console didn't have that white line below each door transition. But, oh well. Yeah, it's honestly really distracting.
That's good at least.
I have had consoles that I'm 99% sure it's not there, Fumo. Pretty sure it's not there on my PAL console. And if it was a Super Metroid thing, wouldn't it be super obvious in emulators? It's not there on every transition bag, but if you look at the bottom of the doors as they scroll sideways, sometimes you'll see kind of a faint, like light-colored line blink. So like it wasn't there, but sometimes you'll see it. Hey Jaldi, how's it going?
Not terrible, but...
Thank you, Living in Meridia. Oh, is that screen tearing? Is my capture all screwed up? Gosh dang it. Just another reason for me to consider getting a RetroTink 4K when they come out with those. They're gonna be expensive though.
Supers, man! Bull crap.
We bonk here? I think so. Yep. So we lose like 30 frames there. Yeah, 40, 30, 40, something like that.
Free boost through the sand. Yo, dog boost with the blue through the door. Didn't even soft lock.
So I knew I had some time to save here too.
Fall into the sand and then we wiggle down.
So I was trying really hard to keep it together.
Aim down so we don't bounce off the sand. Grab the missile pack. Fall down the left side and we'll try to fast space jump. Morphed into the hole and we dropped the wall jump check on the power bombs. Second morph into the hole, quick drop through the sand and damage boost.
Yeah, Turtle Room was bad.
Charge shot through this door. That was kind of slow.
So we lost about a second there, but aside from that, this segment was pretty dang good.
Still pretty good.
So. So at this point, I was just mostly sad that the run could have been so much better, but I was feeling pretty good about our pace again, at least. But I also knew we were likely going to be behind by the time we got to Screw Attack. Because in the world record, I had golded this segment. And this segment's really hard to keep up with, so I was trying to temper my expectations.
At least we got one super.
Thank you for the grats.
Alright, that was kind of bad.
It was actually decent.
It wasn't awful.
It was a decent plasma room. We lost like 30 frames. It's not too bad.
Wrong position. It's okay.
I think we farm a super here. Yeah.
Thank you for not dropping any big energy this time.
It costs like almost a whole second to grab that super, but I figure if we're not
Okay.
if we're not doing the ultra fast swag strat, then I may as well stop for it. So yeah, overall we're losing time this segment already, but it's
Yeah, that was a bad door.
still going okay. This room is always kind of stressful on pace, because if you mess this up, it's a pretty bad time loss.
Lost some time there. It's alright.
It's interesting you feel that way, Jaldi. I haven't seen The Terminal, but I really like Castaway.
Again?
Oh yeah, I forgot we messed this up.
Dude. F. Oh, that's way too high.
Yeah, if we ever turn around and shoot and then fall, that's a moonfall. What we're doing is we're jumping out of a moonwalk, which uncaps your fall speed. So you can fall faster. Moonfall did change quite a bit about movement in this game, yeah. You can still get excellent times without Moonfall, but it's definitely a big optimization.
Get in there.
Adjusting to having Moonwalk on is really no big deal at all except for Ridley. You have to kind of relearn the Ridley fight. Screw this up just barely. So that's another time loss.
Okay.
So now we're barely ahead. But I was kind of expecting that, like I said. So I'm still feeling all right here. I think it was about this point in the run I was just thinking, okay, we're probably going to be behind after Screw Attack. But as long as I have a good Ridley segment, that'll put us in a really good position. So
that's good at least.
That's kind of what I was focusing on. Hey, Alistor, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. We're watching last night's world record.
Good.
Thank you, Cranop.
Decent.
Oh, is it your first playthrough? Because if so, that's sick.
Good.
Love first playthroughs.
Okay.
I'm not a superhero.
Whoa.
Don't you put me on a pedestal like that.
Okay.
I think I screwed this up. Yeah.
I springballed too high there.
It's not a huge deal, but I did lose like 15 or 20 frames there. Jaldi, thank you for the gift sub. This is another little optimization here, but I screwed up. Oh, no, I didn't. Nice. I thought I screwed that up. Okay. So we saved a little time in this room because I did a couple little things there, so that's cool. I was really worried about screwing up this fight because in the previous run I had. And I was really hoping the GT would spit here, but he didn't.
Alright, terms of lag, that was best pattern. I would have preferred some bombs at the end, because we need some supers. But...
So I look over and I'm like, oh, we're still ahead. We're barely still ahead, but we're still ahead. So even though we lost a lot of time there, that was pretty encouraging to me that we were still ahead here. And then I didn't bonk that gate, which is also good. I keep trying to spark in the door there, and I keep messing it up. If you spark in the door, it's a little faster. How much do I like or dislike this run in Zeni terms? The mistakes are really, really bad, but the rest of the run I really like. So it's a good run. But I wouldn't want this to be my capstone, if that makes sense. Even if my goal had been like a 45, for example, I would still want to keep going after this run. It was a pretty good room. I have messed around with that Tex.
Okay.
The issue is that it consistently generates a lot of lag. And the rate at which GT spits the orbs makes it difficult to farm them efficiently, if that makes sense. But I think I will look at that again, just because of the supers collection and whatever the word is that I've been focusing on. All right.
Heckin' pirates.
Good pirates.
One short.
We were a little bit too shallow there, so this room was a little slow.
Get
and then
in
I
there.
messed up the door there.
It's okay.
So Ridley, of course, gives us the pattern that we want when we don't have enough supers. And then he gives us the slower pattern as well. If he had pogoed there...
If he'd given us a pogo, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, if he had pogoed there, we would have saved 1 or 2 seconds. But that was still really good, so... I didn't see the full extent of time save on that segment, but it was really good, so... Now we're in a really good spot. This is best pace ever by 4.5 seconds. And I have a ton of time to save in the next, like, 2 minutes of rooms. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Oh boy. We mess up the speedball. So that's really bad. And then I screw that up.
You need to go, Samus. You need to not be dumb.
And then I screw this up.
Not be dumb. And go.
I think we get Hotarubi special though. But we've lost so much time already. Man, I was pretty frustrated right at this moment. I was like, dude, all this time save was just there on the table and I just left it. We did get that barely, which is good. So that's a little time save right there. But then I messed this room up. But then this is good. But it's not the best, but it's still good. So I remember thinking, I could tell that we had only lost overall like 1 second or something. And I was like, how is that possible with how bad Wasteland was? Like, I was so confused. And I'm still confused. To be honest, I'm still confused, but whatever, I'll take it. So I messed this up, so we have to land and shoot and then jump, which is a little slower. It did, Park. It did. But messing up that Wasteland speedball is like 6 seconds or something. Like, it's really bad. All this really tells me is that this split has a lot of room to gold still. That's all that really tells me. Like, we can probably gold this split by like 2 to 4 seconds. I opted not to use a super here because we're still pretty far ahead. And I wanted to conserve supers. Even though we have 5, my previous run in Turian got completely screwed on super drops, so... Yeah, I said earlier, I think a 2x is possible, but the fact that I'm admitting that means it's going to be impossible. I really shouldn't be saying that out loud. It's going to make it way harder. Getting Spike Suit here is always a relief. Like, even though I almost never don't get it, it's still always a relief when I do. Because losing a Spike Suit, like, not losing, failing to get a Spike Suit here is one of the most underwhelming ways to lose a run. Hey, B-Dog, thank you. A blue suit happens when a Shine Spark is interrupted. A Spike Suit happens when a Shine Spark is executed on the same frame as another action that prevents it from actually finishing. I probably did not explain that quite correctly, but that's essentially it. I cannot believe we still saved time there. That was a really bad segment. Okay. So yeah, somehow, even with missing the Wasteland Speedball and the other mistakes that I made, we still saved almost half a second there. Somehow. I don't get it. Yeah, Spike's suit was found in 2015, I think. A Shine Spark can be interrupted by a few things. Usually it's something that forces Samus into a different pose. So for example, that was close, I almost screwed that up. When Dragon dies, the game forces Samus into a standing pose. So if you're Shine Sparking when Dragon dies, the Shine Spark gets interrupted and you get a blue suit. This is a new strat optimization I took from Zoast. I didn't used to do it because it was scary, but then I figured out how to make it not scary and it's fine now. This sucks right here.
How did that miss?
What's really funny, so see how the super exploded on the gate?
It went through the gate.
I think it also had gone through and opened the door. But maybe I missed, maybe I didn't see that right, because there was a beam there as well. Anyway. Okie dokie. So I optimized these rooms a little bit. Not a ton, but just a little bit. Professor School found a D-boost in this room, which encouraged me to find a different strat. And it's the different strat is like 15 to 20 frames faster, but it's also risky, so I didn't go for it. Alright, so we get the spike suit. I considered not using a super on that door, but I went for it anyway. We got the fast morph into the tunnel. And we saved half a second, which again is really good. Best pace ever by 6.7 seconds is pretty crazy. I actually did think about going for speed keep here because we were far enough ahead that I knew that we would still be in a good position even if I messed it up, but then I chickened out and I didn't go for it. Alright, this part is sad. So we get the beginning of Slinky, but I screwed it up. Ultimately, we saved about 10 frames in that room compared to average. No. I almost got that, but I didn't. So that's really bad. And then I missed that shot. And then I jump too high through the door. And then I land too early. But I get this strat, which is good because in the world record I had messed that up. So that saved some time compared to world record. So we're kind of evening out right now, basically. We still lost like 1 to 2 seconds, but we're kind of evening out. And then I get this, which I had also messed up in world record. So I'm feeling a little better now. Yo, Hodges, thank you for the 5 gift subs. And I thought I got the setup for this, but I screwed it up a little bit. But it wasn't too bad. But then I land on the corner there, which is pretty bad.
It wasn't great, but it's better than PB, I think, so.
And this is where the freaking memes start, which is why I just cut all of the audio, all of the desktop audio out. Because freaking chat went nuts with redemptions right here. And at one point I glanced over at my alerts and I saw like a ton of redemptions. See, look at this. Look at this bullcrap. Like, you guys. You're lucky I have freaking multi-track audio. Oh, did Zost's sub expire? Yeah, it looks like it did. That's okay. If Zost ever comes in here and doesn't have a sub, I just automatically gift him a sub, so it's no big deal. Yeah, so for reference, I can't hear those redemptions, so you don't need to worry about doing a redemption. Oh man, I like Turtles is still in there. I need to fix that. You don't need to worry about doing a redemption and having it distract me in terms of audio. But if I see the redemptions in my activity feed, it's gonna mess with me mentally. So just keep that in mind. This is a new optimization I found. The morph into the kind of like Kago through the first pirate thing. I'm not getting rid of the Turtles redemption, I just need to change the audio routing on it. Okay. Anyway, so this is a really sick pace.
Isn't great. So this run, if I play well, has a good chance, but it's.
I was super nervous.
Just die.
I was super nervous right here.
No matter what happens, it's a really sick run. Best pick to G4 is always a good time. So.
All right, so here we go. I had messed up room 1 in the previous run, so I was glad that that went well, but only 4 supers here is pretty bad. So I delayed there, which made us hit the Rinka. And then we get only 1 super from all 3 of those Metroids. And I'm like, please give me supers here. No supers, 1 super. So I'm forced to use missiles there. So that was really bad.
Alright. Got shafted on drops. That's too bad.
This baby skip, I was still really nervous for. And it barely worked.
Okay. That was scary.
I was glad that I had at least enough supers to get through the doors. Especially because recently I kind of optimized Mother Brain if you only have missiles. I kind of figured out a way to make it a little less bad if you only have missiles. I was very glad that we got through Zeb Skip right there. And this went mostly good. Alright, so that was a 1639 Mother Brain 1. My best Mother Brain 1 phase is like a 1502 or something. So we lost like a second and a half, roughly, compared to having optimal supers. I chose not to look at my pace here. I didn't want to know. So I knew I was still ahead, but I didn't know by how much. Mother Brain gave us a good pattern, but it was very laggy.
Decent pattern. It was a very laggy catch-up.
So we missed a shot there, unfortunately.
Missed a shot. It's okay though.
All right, at this moment, I was like, do I go for Forbidden Tech? I was really on the fence about it. I was really on the fence about going for Forbidden Tech here. I was scared. I was really scared. But I decided right here to do it.
I like turtles.
And I did go for it, but I didn't quite get it. Right here, I was really worried about messing up one of these wall jumps, but they went clean. And then here, I was actually worried about bonking. So I shot the pirates and took like an extra 15-20 frames on Behemoth Spark. I tried to get an early Steam bonk, but the game was rude.
Come on.
It gave us a really weird pattern. And then we got bad Steam here.
Freaking. All right.
But yeah,
Nice. Nice, dude. We lost a lot of time in a couple spots, but that was solid. That was really good. Oh boy. Qubit. 5,000 bits. Holy moly. Dust with 10 gift subs.
yeah, I didn't have a crazy pop-off on this run because I was tired and mentally I was just kind of struggling yesterday. So I didn't have a giant pop-off. But I was really excited about this. 1:12:41 is a super good time. I just know we can do better with all of the badness that was in this run. I just know we can do way better. So